Yeah. First of all, I just would like to quickly talk about my new camera for and everything. I bought a new camera recently and I made a video about that. It's a PowerShot SX260HS, and I have been testing it out. I don't want to dwell in this too long. I don't want to be too long-winded when it comes to anything else than the DVDs and stuff. But I just would like to mention it. It feels kind of it feels reasonable that I should just bring it up quickly, because this is my first video with this new camera, and with my new tripod as well. So I might change things around. This is just I have been testing it out, testing settings, watching videos, read up on it, testing the editing. I've spent a lot of time, and I think I have it under control, so to speak. But I might notice later that, oh, I want to change something, or I want to do something different. So if I'll change settings around, or if I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll just try different things, and maybe this is how I'm gonna do it. Maybe it doesn't really matter what setting and stuff. Maybe this is gonna work fine. But just wanted to mention that, trying things out still. And I'm glad to have this new camera. It seems to work fine. I can finally edit clips problem-free. The solution was much easier than I thought. In fact, I can edit clips with this camera too. I thought that there were these black bars on the sides when I edited with this one, but turns out I just need to change the file to another format, and it's so easy, and I just looked past that. But anyway, now I know. I'm not gonna complain, I'm not gonna dwell in my mistakes in the past. Now it works, I'm happy about that. Anyway, this is DVD update. DVD and Blu-ray update, but only one Blu-ray. So I'm thinking that we should just get started. Why not start with the Blu-ray first? We have Exit Through the Gift Shop. Bought this a little while back. Filmed by Banksy, of course. I've seen this one before. It's released by Atlantic, this one. I did like it still, but I liked it more last time. This time it made me more confused about the movie. Like, what the hell, is it a mockumentary or not, for one thing. It is very creative, this movie, and I like it. It's a great movie. But I guess I thought it was much more eventful last time. I thought that it was a little bit more thin this time, not as exciting as I thought first time. However, it is a great movie that I would recommend. Then we have a documentary called Going to Pieces: The Rise and Fall of the Slasher Film. Indeed, a lot of spoilers in this one. Luckily, though, I had seen most of them. I believe the only two that weren't spoiled were spoiled for me were Sleepaway Camp and April Fool's Day, I believe. This is a movie on the slasher genre, of course. I wasn't a big fan of this, to be honest. When it started, I thought that it was kind of all over the place. I kind of wondered where the hell they're going with this, because they just seemed to jump from one thing to the other, and I didn't feel that it was very structured. And ultimately, I'm not sure. It's pretty forgettable. I think if you're a slasher fan, then there's not going to be a whole lot of new stuff in this. Maybe it's just fun to watch the people talk about the movies and such. I can't say I like this one that much. Then we got another documentary. This is called Comedian, with Jerry Seinfeld. I had pictured something else when I bought this. I thought that it was there's a movie called 95 Miles to Go or something like that with Ray Romano, who is in this, by the way, just briefly. In that movie, it's a road movie. They follow, or well, it's three people. One is coming along to film, and Ray Romano and another guy. It's about them when they are on the road to go on a stand-up tour. I thought this was going to be something similar to that, or kind of like Conan O'Brien Can't Stop, something like that. A newer documentary about Conan O'Brien on his stand-up tour. I thought it was going to be something more like that, but this was just seemingly, not really, but almost kind of like random clips of backstage footage with Jerry Seinfeld making jokes with other people in bars. Some footage that you can barely hear what they're saying of stand-up shows. Very small venues and bars and clubs and stuff like that. Not on a very large scale. Very gritty camera quality. It's like pretty, very cheap looking. Just not too interesting. It's not only about Jerry Seinfeld though. There's someone called, now I don't remember. I mean, now I can't. Oh yeah, Colin Quinn. Colin Quinn. He is also a stand-up comedian, and he's like just getting started. Well, no, he's not just getting started, but he's more of a fuck off. Anyway, comedian. It's about that Colin Quinn guy as well. I never really understood why it's about him as well. It's just random. Jerry Seinfeld and Colin Quinn, they talk for a while. It's about them, the two of them together as well, but I think mostly they just go separate ways, and it's about the two of them dealing with their stand-up material, basically. This was not very good, to be honest, unfortunately. Then we got a pretty good Woody Allen movie, Sweet and Lowdown, with Sean Penn, Anthony LaPaglia, Samantha Morton, Uma Thurman is in a little bit. John Waters, it says here too, which was a lot of fun. I think there might be an actor. I was fooled once before. It said John Waters is in the movie, and it turned out that it was another guy, not the filmmaker, the the exploitation filmmaker or whatever, but another guy whose name was also John Waters. This, however, is John Waters, but he's only in the movie for one scene. Anyway, this was a good movie. I actually don't really have that much to say about it, but I liked it. Then we got another. It's not a Woody Allen movie, but it is with Woody Allen, and Wild Man Blues. This is a documentary on Woody Allen and his jazz quintet, sextet, septet. I don't know how many they are, but they play New Orleans jazz. Not really familiar with that term, but I do recognize the sound of the jazz music. I thought this was better than I thought. I really liked it. I really enjoyed watching this. It's just they go on tour in Europe, and you get to follow them basically. I thought that it was going to be mainly just jazz playing. There's a lot of jazz playing, of course, but it's also a lot of Woody Allen just dealing with fans, dealing with different venues and locations, and his neurotic mind, and his wife, and regular problems, like ordering breakfast to the hotel. The omelette is hard, so they can't eat it. I don't know, just a lot of fun. Let's do a TV show. This is, I think, a Danish edition, but so this is not the Swedish text here. But the English title is Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. This is season 1. I found this for such a cheap price a little while ago. Felt like watching a sitcom. Put this on, and it was like this with, for example, 2.5 Men. It was like this as well, and other shows I've experienced this as well. A show that I used to watch, I used to like. Then I buy the DVD. I watched the first couple of episodes, and I'm not impressed. I'm kind of bored actually, and it's not great. However, I kept watching, and after a little while, I was actually hooked once again with this show. So I will I will keep getting these. I might replace. It's only the slipcover that is in Danish. Then we have the complete first season, and everything here is in text. So if I'm obsessive enough, I might get an English release of this when I get all the other ones, just to have the same of all. And I really enjoy this show. Then we have JCVD, Jean-Claude Van Damme. Yeah, this was pretty good. I had heard that it was going to be a bit of a comedy. There are some fun things in this one, but it's not a comedy really. It's a hostage film, kind of a crime movie. Very meta, if you will, and I think Van Damme shows that he can act in this movie. I haven't seen a lot of Van Damme movies at all, so I'm not the right person to talk about this to begin with, but he actually can act, so I thought it was rather good. Then this one I'm a little torn between liking and not. It's fun, but it's very sloppily made. It's called Splitting Heirs, or heirs, whatever. Pretty good cast. Eric Idle and Rick Moranis, as well as John Cleese, although it stars Eric Idle and Rick Moranis. John Cleese is kind of co-starring, not even that. Well, yeah, kind of co-starring, I guess. And it was kind of funny, but not very memorable. My name is Bruce Campbell. Been knowing about this movie for a long time. Happy to finally have seen it, but it wasn't great. I enjoyed the parts dealing with the Bruce Campbell, and you know, that was kind of obvious that it was going to deal with him as an actor, what goes on in his life, you know, concerning the acting, and he, you know, they refer a lot to, not a lot, but there are some fans. They go up to him and they ask him about his movies, and just a lot of fun to see that. The plot itself I wasn't too keen on, but it was a fun movie. Then we'll take another TV show here. Girls, Season 1. This show is not very original. It's not the most memorable show out there, but it is a show that is consistently entertaining and funny. I do respect Lena Dunham for what she does and everything. And it's all of these four are pretty good. They're a good, pretty strong female cast. No really strong male actors in this one. There are 3 main ones, but none of them are really that good. Ultimately, a fun show. I won't pick up season 2 unless it's like super cheap, or unless something drastically changes, which I don't know what that would be, but I just I'm not that eager to keep watching this right now, but I wouldn't mind continuing at some point. Corman's World, Exploits of a Hollywood Rebel. You know, this one is a pretty good and fairly important movie. It's about Roger Corman and the influence that he has had on. Well, I knew that he has had a lot of influence as, you know, a filmmaker and a producer when it comes to B horror movie and exploitation and stuff. Even though I haven't seen that much, but you know, I kind of know that much. But I did not know that he has mentored a lot of these new Hollywood young filmmakers like Peter Bogdanovich, Martin Scorsese, and I think Jack Nicholson was in a couple of his movies when he was very young, and you know, De Niro is connected to him, and William Shatner, and you know, yeah, he has done a lot of stuff, and they bring up the topic in the movie. The battery of the camera died. I'm not sure how it died so fast. I'm using the highest quality. I guess I don't really need to do that. I just want to try the highest. I don't think that is necessary with what I'm doing here. Anyway, let's continue. I don't remember what I was saying because it's been a couple hours. Corman's World. So yeah, unfortunately I don't remember what I was saying exactly, but you know, he influenced a bunch of new Hollywood filmmakers, and he has had apparently tremendous influence on, you know, Hollywood overall, I suppose. And I didn't know that he has had such a big influence. He has been such a big name in movies, except for or well, in the you know, behind the scenes of movies, maybe, rather, except for exploitation and B-horror. Maybe he hasn't made that much exploitation, maybe it's rather just B-horror, I'm not sure. But either way, Corman's World was a good documentary that I would recommend that you watch. Then we have probably the best movie of this update, The Grapes of Death, Henry Fonda, by John Ford, based on a book, or it's a book written by John Steinbeck. Actually, when I told both my parents, I told my mom first, and then I told my dad about about this movie. You know, if I see a good movie, I might tell them about it. And both of them were like, "Oh, John Steinbeck." So I guess maybe the novel is really famous as well. So very good movie, great movie from 1940, I believe, about I think it's set in the Depression era. And it's about Henry Fonda. He comes home from jail, from prison, and he's been there for a few years, I think. He goes home to find his hometown pretty much deserted. The people of his family are gone. They have been sort of what's the expression? But I can't remember. They've been pushed out of their homes, if you know. They can't live there anymore, so he finds them at his uncle's house or something, and it becomes clear that it never really becomes clear what actually happened, why this is happening, but anyway, basically the movie is a road movie about them going to California, I think, looking for work. They have heard that there's a lot of work there, and it's impossible to find work where they are in the Depression era. And very just a great movie, really good. I really like this one. Yeah, highly recommend this one. This one I watched last night. This is Restrepo. It's about a group of young soldiers in Afghanistan in 2006 or 7, in the Korengal Valley or something like that, and two filmmakers followed them there. I'm not gonna pick up right now. Anyway, they also interviewed them afterwards, and so they talk about the events that happened in interviews, and then they jump back and forth. I just fucking said that I'm busy. Unfortunately, it says a film by Tim Hetherington, but I thought that there were two people who made this. But anyway, he unfortunately died in war, not during this movie, but in Libya, I think. A few years later, in 2011, which is a shame, of course. In fact, I think it was only a little bit after, a couple of months after, he was nominated for an Oscar of this, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, you don't feel a whole lot of sympathy for the American soldiers for most of the time. At least I don't. I mean, I feel just as much sympathy for the Afghani people living there in the valley, who has to deal with everything. It's a really good documentary, or it's a good documentary. Very gripping at times, and yeah, I would recommend it. Then we have the last movie before I have one TV show left to talk about. This is Last Chance Harvey. I really enjoyed this. This was a great movie, a great romantic drama, kind of comedy movie. Dustin Hoffman, Emma Thompson, It's about Dustin Hoffman. He's sort of, I'm not sure if you can say washed out, but he makes sort of commercial or jingles for commercials, I guess. He goes to Britain to go to his daughter's wedding. He's sort of not yeah, I mean, compared to, you know, the other his ex-wife, the father of the groom, and you know, everybody. He's not as connected to them. He's a little outside of the group. He feels rather lonely there at the wedding. He doesn't feel like he belong there. So he decides to go home early, back to his job, but he finds out that he's fired. He can't get on the flight, so he has to basically stick around in Britain until the next day, and he meets Emma Thompson there, and he doesn't want to leave after that. A great relationship between the two, good chemistry. I mean, the movie hasn't been that praised, but I'm praising it. I mean, I thought it was great. I really liked it. I mean, I really liked what the director had in mind in the different scenes. He really took it in the right direction, I thought. You know, based on what I usually want to see. Yeah, great movie. And the last thing right here is American Horror Story Season 1. I like that this is an anthology horror series, because I don't think I would like to have seen another season about this haunted house. These are 12 episodes about this haunted house, and then Season 2 was about an asylum, which is going to be released on DVD in October, I think. At least on Region 2, I'm not sure about the Region 1 release, but I'm looking forward to that one. And then the third season, which is about a coven, is gonna be... I don't think it started yet, has it? I'm not sure, but both of those stories, Asylum and Coven, in my opinion, sounds better than Haunted House. Haunted House has been done too much, I feel. I mean, having said that though, I really enjoyed this, because this didn't feel like your... In a way, it is your typical horror kind of haunted house, supernatural ghost story thing with... It's a TV show, and it's just very, very prolonged and extended. It doesn't... I mean, it's like it has all the sort of horror and mystery, you know, cliches, and but it doesn't really feel cliched. It just feels like it's a tribute to the horror genre. It feels like they know what they're doing, and very slightly tongue-in-cheek, but it is a serious show. They managed to make it serious, but still make it feel not cheesy with all these cliches and this kind of standard formula in a way. It's really well pulled off, actually. So I definitely got into this show, and yeah, it's not really my type of show, but definitely found myself enjoying this a lot. So there we go. That's all movies, all TV shows for this time. I'm gonna make a little bit of a teaser here. I have made a few, you know, really giant unboxing videos on this channel. I'm about to make another one well, I've ordered everything now, so it should be within the next 2 weeks. I hope there should be another obsessively large DVD and Blu-ray update. There's been so much stuff that I've been wanting, so I'll get it all. I got some money for once. I'll buy everything. Yeah. So, you know, keep your eyes out for that if you're interested. Well, that's that. Now I have to edit this video, which I'm very unused to edit DVD updates. I've never done that before. So, if you have any advice for me with this new camera, I don't know what that would be, but I guess it's possible that someone might have some sort of idea about something. Please share that if so. If not, well, you know, thank you for watching. Always appreciate it. and I will see you in my next video.